Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Legacy of the Ancients. In the last episode, we returned from out near the Pirate's Lair, the Three Sisters Islands, and upon arriving at the museum, we leveled up. We explored more of the continent of the main continent of Tarmalon, and visited one new town, Merchant Square. We acquired some more museum coins and have now learned how to, or maybe not learned how, but we ate some fruit from a jute bush, which apparently, I guess, is really only located here in the museum because we would never bump into that type of plant out there in the world. This allows us now to purchase and use healing herbs. We are now rich, having used another topaz coin to view the currency exhibit. And since that was all jade exhibits and all topaz exhibits viewed, we leveled up again. We've acquired some new armor, and weaponry is beginning to be improved throughout the world, or our access to such at least is better. And since we are staring at 3,206 gold, more money than this peasant has ever seen probably in his life, why not spend some of it? So here we are, back in the museum, because I'm intending to play Stones of Wisdom. So, to that end, let's go ahead and find that exhibit. As I've already mentioned, Stones of Wisdom is how we improve our intelligence score. It takes a while, more than the other games, to do so, assuming that you are doing well. Unlike the other games that improve our dexterity and endurance, you play this. Imagine that you do. I mean, it's a completely different type of game. But the way to best describe how your intelligence goes up or down is that your intelligence goes up or down at the end of each level that you complete. If you beat the level, you beat your opponent, it goes up. If you lose, it goes down. As such, it's a bit more risky than playing the other games we've played in the past to improve our statistics. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this exhibit. You haven't used this exhibit. Insert your amethyst coin? Absolutely. Stones of Wisdom is probably the most popular barroom game on Tarmalon. It is not only fun, but said to help develop a player's intelligence. Oh, that's going to be it. That's it for the description. If you need instructions, look in the instruction booklet. Oh, interesting. So we're not going to get a tutorial here on how to play this game. Okay, so to my recollection, this game was the dice game that the pirates played in the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And I think a more popular title of this game is Liar's Dice. Oh, we're just immediately in it. Okay, so I will do my best to describe what is going on. We have to place a bid. The bid consists of a number of dice, and the number and what sides on those dice are present amongst all the dice currently in the game, ours and our opponents. After we make our bid, our opponent has to decide whether or not the bid is acceptable by believing what we have said or challenge us. If they believe what we said, then they will make a bid of their own. However, that bid cannot be lower than the number of dice and the number on the dice. So, for example, if we look at what we have here, and I bid that there are 2 1s present, the dealer could then say, well, I think there's 3 1s. Or we could say there's 2 3s. And then we would have to either bid again or challenge him. If it turns out there isn't the number of dice with those number of sides present amongst all the dice that are in the game, then the then the liar loses. In this version of the game, it's not win or lose once. If the loser loses one dice, and then the game starts again. As such, you have to win 5 times against your opponent. And they, of course, have to try to beat you 5 times as well. Okay, so it's not a good hand that we have. We have a single pair, 2 twos. So why don't we start by suggesting that there is 1, 5. 3 ones. Uh-oh. Is how the dealer starts. So we have 1, 1. He might have 2. So we'll bid that there are 3 twos. He's challenging. And we lost. He had 3 ones. So we should have then bid that there were 4 ones. So we will lose a dice. Okay, not a good hand again. We have 1 pair, 2 threes. So let's bid that there are, let's go with there are 2 twos. 2 sixes. I'll bid that there's 3 threes. Ooh, there were no 3s. That's right. Well, there were 2 3s. The ones, and once again, we have a bad hand. This is looking pretty bad. I think there's a 1 4. Let's just completely lie. 1 6. Okay. Well, let's assume that there's 2 6s. 3 6s. So we have to challenge because I don't think there's 4 6s. There were 3 6s, so we lost that too. So this is, I think we're just about to be aced. I think there's a 6. 2 ones. Let's bid 3 ones. Four ones. Oh no! Let's just go for 2 6s right away. And there isn't. We lost. We lost a point of intelligence. Oh my goodness. This is awful. I have never been so embarrassed in this game before. Losing against the first opponent. Now we have to earn back that point of intelligence. And you have to pay 50 gold to do it. All right. Let's try this again. So I think there is 1 6. This is a good hand. We have 3 6s. 2 ones. I'll bid that there's 2 6s. 3 6s. He probably has 1, so let's bid that there are 4 6s. Doesn't believe me that there were. 1 2. So I'll bid that there are 2 twos. 2 6s. Uh-oh. So he probably has 2 6s. I have to guess if he has a 3 or a 4. I don't think he has either of them. I'll bid that there's 3 4s. Yeah, he had 2 2s and 2 6s. So his pairs effectively give more power to him. I think there's 1 2. 2 ones. I'll bid that there's 2 twos. 3 twos. I don't think he's got 2 twos. I'm going to challenge. There were 3 5s, so it's a good thing we didn't bid any 5s. If he bid 3 5s after we bid 2 of them, we would have lost that. 1 2. I'll bid that there's 1 6. Force him to go up to 2 something. 2 twos. Well, I don't know if you've got 2 twos, because I don't have any. I don't believe him. One 3. I'll bid that there's 1 6. Force him to go up higher. 2 3s. Uh-oh. He might have a pair. I have to challenge him. Otherwise, we have to bid like 3 1s. That's the only thing that we could... He might have a 1, but I doubt it. I think he does have 2 3s. Yeah, he did. So we lost that. We lost that. We would have had to bid like 2 5s, but we didn't have... We only had 2 1s, so... I'll bid there's 1, 2, 1 5. Let's go with 2 5s, and hopefully he has one. Oh, good for him. He has a 6, so we lost. He also has a 5. Let's bid 1 3. 1 4. We'll go with 2 4s, and we'll hope he's got a 4 and not a pair. Well, if he's got a 5, we lost. So we got to bid that there's 1 6. Well, I'll bid that there's a 5. And he has a 6, so we lost again. Oh! Oh, viewer, I'm probably going to reload because the amount of time I have to spend to get back these 2 points of intelligence is just unbelievable. All right. Let's go with 2 1s. We'll start with that. 2 5s. I'll bid 3 1s. 1 3. I'll bid that there's 1 6. 2 1s. I'll bid that there's 2 6s. We have 2 6s. 3 6s. Oh, then he's got a 6, and we've lost this challenge. Oh, we have no pairs. I'm going to bid that there's 2 6s to start. 3 6s. I don't think you have a pair of 6s. 1 3. Well, then I'll just bid that there's 2 3s. 2 6s. We lost because he's got a 6. And he doesn't have another pair of anything else. Yeah. 1 6. 2 6s. I have to challenge him. 1 1. All right, well, I'll bid there's 1 3. 2 3s. Do you have a pair of 3s? Because I don't have any. 1 3. We're going to go for 2 3s and hope he had a 3 in his hand because we have an awful roll otherwise. He bluffed us. Does he have a 6? Because that's bad for us. We'll bid a 4. A 5. I'll bid a 6. Oh, thank God. Okay, we got back the intelligence we lost and we gained 1 point of it. The amount you pay to play Stones of Wisdom goes up as you do better, as you reach higher ranks. At the moment, it's just $50. Let's do 1 more on screen, and then I'll do this off screen and come back when I'm done playing Stones of Wisdom. I'm not going to make you guys watch me play this for an hour. He thinks there's 1 2. We don't have a good hand for this. I'll bid that there's... I like opening with something I don't have. So let's go with 1 4. 1 5. Do I go with there's 2 5s? And force him to guess that there's 2... Well, if he goes to 2 6s and he has a 6, that's bad for us. Let's bid... I mean, we have a 5, so we can't challenge that. I'll bid 2 5s. We'll take a guess that he has one. He has a 6. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to bid 3 3s. And hopefully he has a 3 over there. He did not. I can guess what my opponent actually has correctly every time after the bid is made, and I'm caught almost every single time. Can I bid that there's 1 1? Let's start low. 1 3. I'll bid that there's 2 3s. 3 3s. Oh, well, then we lost because he's got a pair of them. I'd have to go 4 1s. I don't think he's got 2 3s, 2 1s, but we've lost if I challenge his 3 3s. So I'll bid that there's 4 1s. I hope he's got a pair of those too. He does not. I'm going to go right for 3 2s. Let's just do it. Oh, wow, nice. Didn't believe I had a pair of 2s. 1 1. I'll bid that there's 2 1s. Actually, I'll bid that there's 2 3s. 2 6s. I'll bid that there's 3 6s, because I think you have a pair of them. Did. And he realized he was trapped. Yep, just like what happens to me. 1 5. If I bid 1 6 and he's got a 6, he wins, because he's going to bid that there's 2 6s, and then we're forced to challenge. If I go 2 3s and he's got a 3, he's going to bid 3 3s, or he might bid 2 5s if he's got a pair of those. I'll bid 2 3s. He's got a 3. He's going to bid 3 3s. I hate you. He had a 6 anyway, so I was going to lose that no matter what I did. Let's go with 2 4s. Hopefully he has a 4 over there. He does not. And I have a 1. All right, well, I'm going to bid that there's a 3. 1 4. I'll now bid that there's 1 5. There's a 6. He has a 6, so I don't know what to do. We've lost. I'll bid that there's 2 1s and hope he's got a 1 over there. We had the low numbers, he had the high numbers. We just spent about 20 minutes playing this game and nothing has happened. Other than we lost about 200 gold. Alright, so I'm going to cut the recorded and I'll be back assuming I actually have gained any intelligence. It certainly doesn't seem like this is going to be possible for me. Oh, that's interesting. I see why the recording stopped back in episode 2 now. Hitting spacebar, if OBS has the focus, causes it to immediately stop recording. Interesting. Anyway, hello! It's taken a lot of money and a good amount of patience to get up to intelligence 29. Goodness! I suck at Stones of Wisdom. We're gonna do 1 more, maybe 2 more if I can win 2 in a row. If I lose this first one, we're done. If I win it, we'll do another one, depending on how much intelligence we gain. At some point, you'll only begin getting 1 point of intelligence, not 2. 29 is still kind of, it's too low for me. We'll want to play more Stones of Wisdom in the future, but I've made a lot of progress getting up this far, more or less. Let's go ahead and start. 1 more game. 1 4 to start. So before we continue with this, you should know that the AI doesn't cheat. The composer of Stones of Wisdom a long time ago had responded to a question or two of mine back on a forum that he had. And I thanked him for the amazing music. I told him how much I enjoyed this game and how great it was, and that was it. And he responded with a thank you and talked a little bit about the programming of this game an age ago, and in particular, the Stones of Wisdom. One of the Dowdy brothers felt that the game should cheat and be able to look at the player's dice And the other brother vehemently disagreed with this, believing that if the player ever began to suspect that the game cheated, that no one would ever play this game, like the Stones of Wisdom. And because of how important it is to raise your intelligence in this game, that would probably have sealed the doom of Legacy of the Ancients. We'll cover why intelligence is so important when we go out there and begin buying spells and begin using them, and you'll get to see why it's very important. In any case, it doesn't cheat, but it does try to learn how you play, which is interesting, and it's able to try to guess, based on odds, how likely it is that the outcome that's being bid is there. In any case, the dealer has bid 1-4, so I will bid 1-6. 2 1s, interesting. I wonder if he's got a pair of 1s over there. I think he does. I could go up to 2 6s. Let's do that. We'll go up to 2 6s. Oh, challenging me. There were 4 1s. I could have guessed that. I wonder why he didn't believe there would be 2 6s. 1-4. So I have no 4s. The odds of him having a 4 are pretty high. We have no pairs, so this is a bit awkward. I could go with 2 4s and see if I could push him to bid a higher number. Let's bid 2 4s. We don't have any. 2 5s. He doesn't. So, because it is my belief that because the AI was thinking for a bit, it's racking its brain trying to come up with the odds that if it has a 5, what are the odds that I have a 5? So the question is, does it have 2 4s over there? It doesn't have 3 4s. I don't have a single 4. I have a 5. It probably has a 5. If I bid a 6, does it have a 6? We'll bid 2 6s. Oh, it didn't have 2 4s. But if we challenged 2 5s, we would have lost anyway. So, unlucky for me. No pairs of anything. Let's go with there are... So at this point, I have to be a little careful, because if I bet there's 2 5s, he could immediately decide that that I don't have a pair. I'll bid that there's 1 5 present. 1 6. I think he's got a 6. I'm willing to bid that there's 2 6s. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Very good. 1 4. My quandary here is if I bid there's 2 2s, and he has a 2, he very well may decide to bid 3 2s, and then I've lost. If I bid there's 1 6, he could go and think there's 2 6s, and he might have a pair of 6s too. I think he's got 2 6s and a 2. I'll bid there's 1 6. Let's see what he decides to do. 2 2s. Did I guess correctly that he's got 2 6s and a 2? I'll bid that there's 3 2s. He had no 6s. We were playing with fire there, so he thought we had a pair. And we didn't. A pair of 6s, and we didn't. But we did have 2 2s to beat him there. 1 2. We have 3 1s, which gives us a lot of bidding power. So if I can bid 2 1s. 2 2s. I don't think he's got 2 2s. I think he's got a 1 over there. A 1 and a 2. I'll bid that there's 3 1s. He had no 1s. Ooh, 3 4s. That's a very nice amount of power. He bids 1 6. I'll bid 2 4s. 2 5s. Well, friend, I don't have a single 5. So the odds of there being 2 of them are 0%. Show me your 4. Oh, you have a 5. Wow, I'm doing really bad at guessing what he's got. But we still won. Okay, we can play one more game. We can play one more game. Yes. 1 5. I'll bid that there's 2 5s. We'll play that game. 2 6s. Uh-oh. Oh, you guessed correctly. I have 2 6s. The question is, does he have any 6s? I'll bid that there's 3 6s and assume he's got 1. So one more time, just in case you don't understand what's going on, he would be forced to bid 4 1s as the next minimum bid. And, well, he had no 1s. I had 1 1. The odds of me having 4 1s or 4 of anything is very low. So he was more or less forced to challenge me at that point. 1 3. We have 3 5s. That's very nice. We also have 2 1s, which is very nice. I'll bid 2 1s. 2 3s. Let's go and bid 2 5s and see if he goes up to 3 5s. 3 3s. That's interesting. Does he have all 3 3s? He kind of did that. He did that without thinking very much. I'll bid there's 3 5s. There, he had 3 3s, and he should have bid 4 5s. How about that? 1 5. Do we go to 2 5s immediately? Or do I bid that there's a 6 and see what he decides to bid next? Does he have a pair? It's not likely. I'll bid 2 5s. Meet you halfway there, friend. 2 6s. Okay, well, I don't have a single 1, so you better have... Your hand better be 2 6s and a 5. Show me. One 4. He's trying to feel out what I might have over here. Do I have a 5 or a 6 is what he's thinking. We'll go with the safe set and say 2 1s. Which is awkward because he might bid 2 5s and he's guessed correctly at that point. We'll do it. 2 4s. Okay. So, I don't think he's got a pair. But he's not confident what I got. Show me. He should have gone with 2 6s. 1 3. Well, I think there's 1 5. 1 6. Well, I think there's 3 5s. And there was 3 5s because I rolled 3 of those. As you can see, getting pairs is very strong in Stones of Wisdom because it lets you make claims that are less likely to exist. Our intelligence is now only being improved by 1 per victory. So I think we will stop here. I thought the amount of gold went up. I also thought that the dealer's name changed. I'm obviously incorrect, and that must be only in the Legend of Black Silver that such occurs. It took about 36 minutes, viewer, for me to get to this point. And I did have to restart because I kept losing. Going back down to 14, then to 16, then 15, then 14, then 16, then 15, 14, 13, 16, 18, 17, 16. Oh, it was awful. So I restarted once and got back to that spot there. It's the time that's very frustrating that you spend trying to play Stones of Wisdom when you're too cocky, and you shouldn't be in that game. All right, gold armband. Let's use you. I don't mind the money loss. Well, actually, I guess no, it's the time. It's the time. When I've spent 12 minutes and I'm still at intelligence 15, it's very frustrating. Or when I'm again at intelligence 13, at that point I'm like, no, you know what? Forget it. I'm getting back those 2 points of intelligence because it's faster for me to reload at the start of the museum and walk back in there again than it is to try to win yet another game of Stones of Wisdom and lose again. It's very, very frustrating. I love it. Now, you might ask yourself, Tim, just use freaking save states. Just use save states. Oh, here I tried. But they don't work in the version of Vice that I am using. I'm using 3.1, and apparently, okay, this is the version of Vice I've been copying around for many years. This emulator, save states don't work on Windows 11. It would take a new version of Vice to make it work. But I've spent time configuring Vice to do what I want it to do when it comes to recording and what have you. So I'd rather not install a new version of Vice now. I want to wait till we finish Legacy of the Ancients before I decide. And then if I want to play a different type of game on the Commodore 64, then I would install such. Now, we don't have any coins, right? No coins. One seek spell. Okay, so we have all this money. We're going to go back to Mazelton. We've learned Ventral Flailer. Hello. We've learned that Mazelton has the cheapest spells and healing herbs. Oh, well, we're going west. Hopefully it's not a mammoth screecher. Rock beetle. So we could, you know what we could do? We could swap the different weapons. Okay, well, the club is not any better against this creature. How about the knife? Nope. You know, I still haven't adjusted the sound. Okay, I'll look into doing that maybe next time. Hello, Wisp. Oh, we get to save $1. That's fine. We'll take more food. Gonna be quite a walk over there anyway. Bone Dwellers. Just one. Once again, I don't eat the flesh of bipedals. It's just too weird to eat something that looks like me. Oh, we can skip Langsberg. Do I have any... Oh, hello, Karen Mangler. I wonder if it got its name because it mangles carrion. We should probably assume that's the case, right? Okay, we have no current mail to deliver anywhere. A pixie. Hello? How is outer space? We can buy a heal potion here. Sure. To encourage this behavior. Bandit! Hello? Let me tell you what your first mistake was. Not offering me something. Thrust Creeper. Back to our knife while we're in here. Ooh, 31 and 30 damage. Not bad. Actually, we should use the knife in swamps. Everyone knows that. I walk around here in New Jersey Park sometimes having a knife with me, just in case. You never know when you might encounter gigantic mosquitoes, like in Grim Dawn. Huge ticks. Or thrust creepers. No, we tend to call them just centipedes here. Speaking of ticks... Since I mentioned that I don't know if every creature has a weakness to certain weapons, I've now, as you can see, I'm trying different weapons on these things to see if any of them are weak to them. You generally do not miss against a creature if you're using the weapon that it's vulnerable to, and as you've seen, you can do incredible damage, 3 times the damage you normally do to these things, by wielding such. What a great name is Measleton. That's just a pleasant name to say. Viewer, today is June 10th, 2024, and I have just uploaded the first part of these to go visible on the channel tomorrow on the 11th. So I am committed to playing through this one now. Oh, hello, sir. So let's buy 100 days of food. Yes. Thornberry. Perfect. Gives an excuse to head over the mountains towards the town where this all started. From there we can go to Grand Rapids. And what we're looking for are more topaz coins and another amethyst coin. We do not want any money. Money. Well, that's correct, Tim. Great ring mail. We are wearing... Oh, we're wearing superb ring mail. Okay. We should keep our eyes open for more superb. We're probably going to want to buy at least one more set of armor before we go back over to the Pirates Cove. This is a jail. This is a jail? That's a jail. If you speak with the people in jail, I think they might give you a hint, but then everyone in town, the guards become hostile to you. So, we will probably want at least 5 more healing herbs. And finally we'll go ahead and purchase... Actually, well, let's get a Fortune Red first. $9 goes up as we gain levels, apparently. Carry climbing gear. It will prove handy. Alright, hello. Alright, viewer. Spells. So as I mentioned, well, actually, let's buy a few, and then you'll see when I show you the totals. Well, what on earth this means. So, Razzle Dazzle, the name of this magic sword. That's a great name. Let's go ahead and purchase some magic flames, and I'll purchase 20 of those. We'll purchase some fire bolts. I'll purchase 12 of those. We'll purchase, I think, 3 befuddles. We'll take 2 kill flashes. Oh, sorry, psycho strengths. And 1 kill flash. Okay. Our spells have totals, as you can see. There was a maximum that you were allowed to carry of every type of spells category. Magic Flame and Fire Bolts are anytime you like to cast them spells. You can cast them in the above world, you can cast them inside a dungeon. You can use them against guards inside towns, for example. You can use them against encounters you fight in the above world, like you meet a mammoth screecher or something of the sort, you can cast spells there, and in dungeons. The Befuddle, Psycho Strength, and Kill Flash can only be used in dungeons, and the Seek spell can only be used outside of a dungeon or a town. It can only be used in the above world, effectively. We've spent a lot of money, and we're not done. We want to buy at least the same amount of those a second time before we go back to doing the dungeon. This does mean, though, that now we have a lot less money to buy things like the armor we want, which is going to be another another set of superb ring mail. Because if it gets eaten, we take a lot more damage in that dungeon. So going in there with an extra pair of armor is very useful. Our peasant is used to carrying, I suppose, a lot of stuff on his back, which is why he can carry all this gear. Oh, Right in the face. Hold still so I can kill you. $18. So, alright, viewer, what can we talk about? Because we got like another 30 minutes or so to play. So, I was talking about video games, other Commodore games I played when I was young. A few of them I don't think I did a good job describing, if I described them at all. Hey, a shoddy knife, the worst weapon in the game. Can't wait to get rid of this garbage. Well, actually, we're just going to drop that. Where is it? Actually, can I drop? Oh, I don't know if you can drop a weapon. I think you can inside a dungeon? Yeah, doesn't look like I can do that here. Let's go west. Oh! No, not nice creatures. They take too long. Bandit! 2 bandits before? Okay, they're friendly. Hello? A wonderful leaded club for $90. No. Neuron Cloud! It's approaching. This is weak to our staff. I'm assuming it's like is it actually a flying group of neurons? So this place has something called the Galactic Museum, which means that, and they have like futuristic like exhibits that take coins for you to view and gives you effectively magic powers. So it could be that many of these things are futuristic in nature or something of the sort. So that could actually be a cloud of neurons named correctly. The locals don't seem to have like laser weapons or anything of the sort. So maybe that type of technology was prohibited from being displayed, used, stored, or kept anywhere on this planet. Anyway, so I was talking about some video games I played, but didn't do a good job describing some of them, or didn't describe some of them at all, like Boulder Dash, which I meant to describe and didn't. So I think we'll do that as we walk around the world. Oh, this place also, hold on. Before we do that, though, this place has flip-flop. And yes, we're going to play some flip-flop. 2 games of 25. Yeah, we're going to keep increasing the stakes as we level up. Don't need directions. Don't want practice. $25. Betting it on red. That's a 3. It's still good. Yes! Okay, that's a profit. Again. That's a 4. Let's do it again. One more, but we'll bet on white this time. 4. No, we're good. I don't quite want to get the town angry at me yet. Although it is tempting to do so, because it would give us an excuse to actually rob the vault. But I feel a little guilty wiping out the guards, doing that with the not. It's like if you can defend yourself with, like, kung fu or karate, and you go to a place that has lots of crime because you're expecting to fight, and you know you can potentially kill people by doing so, even if they're thugs. Should you? The answer is, of course, yes. Yes, you should. $8 for a shoddy knife. Let's just take it. Just take it, please. I don't remember. This is the loan place. We should still talk with the guy. On the off chance that he offers us a coin. This is the armor store. What have you got, poor man's armor? Oh, that was double mail. I don't know what double mail actually looks like, but that's the mail that's above ring mail. So we can find some, although I don't know if the quality will ever be improved. But if we see fair double mail, that will be the suit of armor we'll wear, and we'll keep this extra ring mail that we're using to superb one around. We should purchase probably a day of food. Okay, he didn't offer us a coin. We will visit the weapons store. We really want another great staff or a superb staff. A great bladed staff. We'll purchase it. Okay, I am content with our weaponry for the dungeon. To my recollection, the dagger, club, and staff are the only weapons that creatures in the above world are vulnerable to, with those being the thrust creeper, the slash nettle, the neuron cloud, and the macedon leaper. If there's another weapon that something is weak to, or something is additionally weak to one of the weapons I mentioned earlier, I am unaware of it. Let's deposit only 13 bucks. Actually, we'll put in 73. Oh, nice. We have 1,293 bucks in the bank. We could take it out and spend it on some of the stuff we need, but I'd rather earn that the good old-fashioned way. Oh, Tim, you can just hit L to leave. All right, let's go to Grand Rapids. Our first time there together. No, in this series. All right, yeah. So Boulder Dash. It was like a, how to describe it? You see how we're walking around out here? Your character was in the center of the screen, similar to this, and it was like a cross-section of some caves you were in. Calling it like a platformer, which would be the only thing I could think of, is inaccurate, because although it's real-time, you didn't do any jumping. You just did moving around. A bit like Dig Dug. Oh, God! The creature showed up and smacked me. That's how you like being smacked. We'll keep our dagger with us. Hello? Oh, okay. Are you friendly today? That's not a deal. No, I did not. I don't need the food that badly. Practon Piercer. Too late. We'll use this now. No. Your objective was to find all of these crystals, which were present on the level, and the game ended when you had acquired a certain amount of them, I should say. I said all the crystals. That's not necessarily true, because it depends upon the level that you're doing, because you could find a great deal more than what the game wanted you to, required you to find. The game had empty space, boulders, crystals, and rocks as standard things you would encounter. If, as you moved, you dug out any space that you moved into, with yourself replacing it. And you could go back and forth or what have you. If you cleared out empty space under a rock, it would drop the rock down the moment you moved away from being under that rock. And rocks falling would kill you if they hit you. You could also cause things to fall if they were stacked on top of each other and you dug too closely to them on the sides. This might cause, like, if it was a bunch of boulders, to begin falling down. Lots of, like a landslide of some sort. It's the best way I can describe it. Let's kill it. Yes. The crystals could kill you too if they fell on top of you, so you had to be careful of them. They look like gigantic diamonds. There were two hostiles that I'm familiar with. A square that was white and purple and would flash. And this thing hugged one of the walls. Or, walls is a weird word to describe it. It stayed to the outside of a cleared space. I'll show you here inside Big Rapids. I mean, you can also just go look up Boulder Dash. So let's say this was all cleared area, this black space, and I'm one of those purple things. It would go like this. And so on during its travels around the map. And so it was a bit strategic as to when you wanted to release them, because then you had to be careful of wherever it is that they were, not hunting you down, but if you bumped into one, it killed you. Anthony's armor. What have you got today, Anthony? Good ring mail. Alas, superb would have worked, or fair double armor, or double mail. Al's arms. What have you got, Al? We will never speak of the weapons you have again. Superb knife. I guess it's not so bad. Hello. Sure. We can read our fortune. The path to greatness lies through the museum. How about... This is the magic shop. Oh, it's kind of cheap here. $20 for magic flame. Still makes it tons better. We don't need any of... Well, we do need more of those spells, but we don't have the money for it, so... All that money we earned was just spent. What's my final intelligence, by the way? 32. Okay. I will probably be eager to get that up to 35 at some point. Anyway, there was another enemy, or enemy is a wrong way to describe it. It's as much of an enemy as hail as an enemy to you if you're out in it. There was this slime-looking thing, and it would spread throughout the level as time went on. The more of it that was present, the faster it would begin to claim the level. You couldn't walk through it, so it could possibly pin you in place. And then, well, it was game over, because these levels that you were doing were also timed. So you just had to wait out the time, and it would be the end of you. But the slime, if I remember correctly, if you hit it with a crystal, all the slime that spot would turn into a crystal, and then other bits that were connected to that crystal would also turn into crystals or diamonds or these jewels you were supposed to collect. And so if there was a massive amount of this slime everywhere, and you dropped a crystal on top of it, my goodness, you could get all the gems or the crystals that you were required to pick up plus more. It's like 49 days of food. Yes. Grand Ledge! I forgot about Grand Ledge. All right, we're off to there next then. We don't need a raft. Don't need climbing gear. Okay, nothing else here. Let's leave Grand Rapids. Sorry, Big Rapids. Yeah, so fun game. I think I mentioned it, but I had another series of Commodore 64 games to upload. I had to add voice to it. And that combo is going to be Gremlins, which I still have to describe to you guys. Action Biker, Boulder Dash, and Puyin are the games that I wanted to combine. For Gremlins, I think I mentioned that I never watched any of the Gremlins movies. I've seen bits and clips of them, but that's been it. In the Gremlins game, it's like a little maze is the wrong way to describe it, because that would give you the impression you can get lost in it, and you can't. It's like a top-down view of the inside of a house, where there might be potentially several rooms. And there's various things in there, like potentially tables, couches, chairs, or what have you. And there's going to be mogwais that you have to pick up, carry only, I think, one at a time, and bring them back to their pen. And there's gremlins. You are armed with a sword and a backpack. Once again, you can only hold one. I think you can only hold one mogwai at a time. So you pick up a mogwai, bring it back to the pen. You have to go out and get the game. And the level ends. There's multiple levels, lots of levels. Levels end when either all the gremlins are killed, if there's only gremlins present on the map. Oh, Mime Ghoul. We haven't seen one of these. We'll fight it. A bit agile. This looks something you might encounter in one of the early Star Trek shows. Really agile. Maybe if we miss again, we're gonna run. Hey, that sounds like a bad idea, eating it. That is Grand Ledge. Mastodon Leaper, we got the weapon for you. No, we're not fighting a mammoth screecher. It takes too long. Take too much damage. What's over here? Bandit. Bandits. Are you friendly today? A wonderful bladed staff for 121 gold. Sure. What do we get? A good bladed staff. It's not terrible. We'll still lose money trying to sell it back for what we just purchased it for, I think. But now we really don't need any other weaponry. Been a while since I've been here. I don't remember what's where in this place. Let's buy 79 more days of food. We're going through quite a bit of it traveling around the world. So your character was armed with the sword, was very close range, and it was closer range. In other words, it didn't extend as far when you swung vertically with it. Horizontally was the best way to deal with gremlins. The gremlins and you were one-hit wonders. If a gremlin would die to a single hit, and you would die if a gremlin touched you. Immediately turned into a bones, a skeleton, that would crumble to the floor right then and there. I assume that happened in the movie. I don't know for sure. It must have sucked for the kids. Back then in the 80s, or even 90s, they were showing quite a bit of horrific death on screen, depending upon the movie that you watched. Backwoods spells. Nothing that we need there. There was a training place there. I think that's weapon training you can do here. That's a bank. Family arms weapons. Ooh, not very good stuff. And homemade armor. Well, it shows. There's nothing wrong with homemade armor. Some of the best armors must be homemade. I have several friends who are homemade armors, actually. My armor in high school was homemade. So you got points in the game by killing gremlins, rescuing mogwai, and by picking up food that was lying around. If a mogwai walked over food, it would turn into an egg and then a gremlin. And if anything hit puddles of water, it would duplicate itself, making 3 additional things of whatever walked over the water. So mogwais, you could get more mogwais by encouraging them to walk over water, hoping they did so. Little pod. And the gremlins would spawn more gremlins if they walked into water. If mogwai ate food, I mentioned already, yep, they turn it into gremlins. Some things would be activated if a gremlin or mogwai walked over it. If a gremlin reached a refrigerator, it would open the fridge and begin eating food and potentially throwing food out. Just throwing it out into the room. And then it would land on the ground. Things like chocolate bars, what have you. You were thinking about it, Hugin. Where are we going, Tim? We're going to go... Is there... I don't remember. I don't think there's a town south here. I'm going to check really quick. I don't think there is. There is not. Karen Manglers. 2 of them. I remember in the game as well there being a popcorn machine. And if an enemy touched it, they would turn it on, and it would flood generally the living room with popcorn. Also, there was a lot in this game. There was a television set as well, and if it was turned on, gremlins and mogwai would just freeze and stop whenever if they were within the cone that it emitted of light. Yeah, fun little game. Fun little game, that one. And the whole time you were playing it... Let's go this way. The whole time you were playing it... or rather, that's a weird way to say what I'm trying to say next. You were up against a clock, because dawn was approaching. And when dawn approached, if it did, any gremlins and or Mogwai that were present would be... the level would end, and you wouldn't be able to save what was left. Okay, so when it comes to... Oh, slash nettles. One of them? Multiples? One. Okay. Get our club. Two singing racketches. We'll bash these with club for a bit. Go back to our staff. Alright, so I meant to talk about spells a bit. So, the lower intelligence that you have, the less damage your... whenever you want to use them, spells, I believe, do. The spread, I don't think, is that big, but I think there is a spread. But more importantly, all your spells have a chance to fizzle. That is Grand Ledge again, right? I think so. Where's this Cobbleton? Cobbleton! Haven't been to Cobbleton yet. Let's go here. Some spells can backfire. The only one I think that does so in this game is Befuddle. In which case, instead of the creatures being paralyzed or confused, you are. Which can be bad if that's the spell you decide to use because an emergency is going on. Like you're pinned between several creatures and you decide you're going to befuddle them and slaughter the things. And instead, what happens is you get slaughtered. Another great bladed staff. That was to sell the good one we have. Ooh, it's a loss of 51 bucks. Let's sell it. But I'm not going to buy the great one yet. What's above us is a training school, isn't it? No, it's a jail. Okay, well, we don't want to talk with the person there. We don't play blackjack. We'll skip our fortune being read. I can't remember, but I don't think I've ever had a Psycho Strength or a Kill Flash fail to cast. But your other spells can, which can be quite frustrating. When you're relying on them to help you kill the thing in front of you. We don't need directions for flip-flop. We don't need practice. We'll go with 25 bucks on white. 3. All right. Already making a profit. Do it again. That's 1. Sure. One more time. That's a 4. Still a 4. Oh no! Good for you guys. Good for you. Good for you. We're not going to do this again. Oh, you might be wondering, Tim, what happens if the bumper on the right-hand side, I don't know if you can see my cursor, the one that was not the lowest one, but one above the lowest, like directly, vertically above the lowest one. What if the bumper is facing the wall? What happens to the ball? It bounces. The ball will bounce against the wall and hit the bumper below it, if I recall correctly. City Steel. That's a good name for an armor shop. Superb ring mail, shoddy double mail. Let's purchase another superb ring mail. We're getting ready to get to the dungeon. We'll probably be set at some point in the next episode to do it. An episode after that, we'll head on in. A bank. Let's deposit 156. If we ever have about 4,000 bucks in the bank, we'll also begin taking out money whenever we visit the bank to spend those leftovers. 232 for healing herbs. 100 more here than it is at Mazleton. All right, let's buy 24 days of food? Yeah. Isle City, the last, I think, town we have yet to see in this world, if I recall correctly. We've been to these places before? I think so. Street shop weapons? I don't think we've been here. Great blade staff? No. I'm hoping to see a superb someplace. Great Isle is north and east, if I recall correctly, of Cobbleton. So it's across the bay from the museum. Venom floater. This thing looks like an overlord to me from StarCraft. This game, of course, came out before that one. But, no. I don't know another way to... Oh, 3 slime weirds. I can't think of anything earlier that resembled this thing. I guess various Cthulhu-esque-like creatures. Some of this stuff could have taken its inspiration from in their design. Right, H.P. Lovecraft's works were written a while ago. I don't remember the dates, but before video games were around, for sure. Alright, Tim, think of another game that you played. I think the game was called Pit Stop Racing? There were various tracks, and you were... Oh, I forget... Hey, Farmer. Hello, Farmer. You're always friendly. What have you got for me today? Oh, well, we don't need a blade... I just sold the blade staff, sir. So unless this is a superb one, it's not worth 115 to me. I'll pass. If we had a better charisma, we could get items like that cheaper. Ooh, 3 pit strikers. Spy versus... No, I said Spy versus Spy already. And I just did an okay job describing it. There was Spy Hunter on the Commodore. But that game, I think, was more like... That was a port, right? From the arcade. I imagine I shouldn't have to describe Spy Hunter to you guys. But that's the one where you were the cool car. It played the James Gunn theme song to it. Or James Gunn theme song? That's not right. I don't think James Gunn... Was James Gunn a show? If it was, I don't remember. But your car had machine guns in the front. You could bash cars off the road. And you had various types of attachments you could use for the back of your car. Like your car could deploy an oil slick, smoke screen, or missiles? Can you name the enemies, Tim? Oh, man. Probably not. Let's think. There were 4 that I remember. I never got to the boat stage in the arcade. So if there were enemies on the rivers, I don't remember what they would be called. Sidewinder was, I think, one of them. It was an enemy vehicle, and the wheels of it would sprout spikes, so you couldn't ram that car on the side to force it off the road and destroy it. You had to shoot it down. There was Bulletproof? Was that the name of it? Which was, indeed, as its name suggests, immune to your bullets, but you could ram it off the side of the road. Of course, it would be doing the same to you if it could. There was the Enforcer. That was like a limo. It was a long car, and it would drive kind of to get on the same... to match your speed and get on the side of you, and then a rifle would show up out of the back of the car and take a shot at you. Hello? These guys gave up trying to sell that leaded club, huh? Didn't work out for them. And there was a helicopter. The helicopter would lob bombs at you that you had to dodge. They leave holes in the ground too, like a gigantic pothole. And if you hit that, you also died. So you had to avoid all that stuff. I think you could get missiles from an upgrade in one of the trucks. To get a upgrade, you had to. There were these red trucks that would show up, and you had to run. They would eventually line up with you, or you with them. You had to get behind them. They'd open up the back of the truck, extend some ramps down for your car, and then you could accelerate into the truck. It would then let you out on the side of the road, and you'd have the upgrade that was symbolized by the symbol on the back of the truck, if I recall correctly. Fluid motion weapons. You got nothing but a great knife. I guess it makes sense for a fishing town to have knives. You should also have spears, though. Magic shop? No, a bank. We'll put some money in the bank. We'll put $70 in the bank. What are you? Liquid Illusions. Expensive. Mazleton and potentially Big Rapids are the places we'll go to for buying spells. Every other place is just too expensive. Ice Tough Armor. Good ring mail. Still not superb. We're not doing buyback shops. There's one more store over here to the right. And then viewer playing for an hour, so we should probably stop. Didn't find any coins this time, unfortunately. No. If I wanted to raft, it would be in order to sail across the bay, but I could just cast our one Seek spell if I want to do that. Oh, and that weird symbol right there is the teleporter out of Sea Isle City. You know, I think there's a city here in New Jersey called Sea Isle. It's not called Sea Isle City. It's a county here in New Jersey. I think they make most of the ice that I see used here. Bagged ice. Alright, well, I know where we're going next, viewer. We're just going to wander around a little bit. I think for one more minute. Actually, I guess we'll kill the slime weird and then I'll call it quits. Alright, so let's stop here. Thank you guys for watching. When we come back, it's more wandering around the towns until we can get some more coins. We want 2 more topaz coins and 1 more amethyst. 2 topazes because we want to use the currency exhibit again because I want to buy more spells. And I mean, we could we might end up with earning the money for it, killing endless amounts of things. And an amethyst coin so we can view the tapestry exhibit. And then we'll see if we've leveled up by talking to the caretaker again. So thank you guys for watching. Maybe I'll see you then in the next episode. And take care, everyone.